Wow, there were 100 cars involved in this massive pileup in Michigan. Happened on I-96 near Grand Rapids this morning. Fox Weather reports that it took place in the middle of this heavy lake effect snowstorm, very high winds at the time as well, that sent these cars and trucks into each other in a very, very difficult morning commute today. Thankfully, if there's good news in this, and indeed there is, it was that no one was killed, no one lost their lives in these accidents. There were some minor injuries, and we hope they're all doing well. So let's go back to Iran here for a moment. Now the leadership has admitted that thousands of people were killed in the bloody crackdown on protesters in the streets of Iran. Some estimates by human rights organizations, some of the activists say that they believe the number is north of 12,000. The Ayatollah blaming the United States and calling President Trump a criminal. Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst reporting live from Tel Aviv. Hi, Trey.
Martha, good afternoon. The Middle East remains on edge amid an escalating war of words between the U.S. and Iran. Over the weekend, Iran's supreme leader made remarks in Tehran where he attacked the president and the United States. The audience was chanting "Death to America" and "Death to Israel." The remarks, which were broadcast on state-controlled media, followed a slew of ex-posts where he falsely claimed the U.S. orchestrated the mass killing and chaos in Iran.
In this revolt, the U.S. president himself intervened directly. He made remarks in person, made statements, and issued threats. He encouraged seditious people to go ahead. He sent messages from the United States to those individuals, whom I will explain later who they were, telling them to move forward and not be afraid.
And on Sunday, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian warned any aggression against the supreme leader would be considered an all-out war. President Trump responded to those remarks, saying in an interview with Politico that it's time to look for new leadership in Iran. In preparation for possible U.S. action against Iran, Israel is keeping its military on high alert. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the country's parliament on Monday, saying this.
If Iran makes a mistake and attacks us, we will act with a force that Iran has not yet experienced. No one can predict what the future holds for Iran, but one thing is clear. Whatever happens, Iran will not return to what it was.
Regional countries have weighed in on the possibility of another direct war between Israel and Iran, and with the buildup of U.S. military equipment, some are calling once again for dialogue.
In our view, the solution to all kinds of problems lies in a relationship of mutual trust. We invite all relevant parties to use common sense, dialogue, and diplomacy. I want it to be especially known that we are ready to do whatever is necessary to further reduce tensions.
The Trump administration gave Iran multiple opportunities for diplomatic dialogue, but the supreme leader continues to threaten President Trump and reject U.S. efforts. Martha?
Trey, thank you very much. Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. So Democrats are very fired up about President Trump's suggestion that it might take some boots on the ground to calm the very volatile situation that we have seen playing out on the streets of Minneapolis. But these same politicians do not say anything about the hardened criminals who are now no longer living in their neighborhoods. This effort in place to make their state ultimately safer when the operation is done.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
Insane, he says at the end. Can you imagine how that agent feels as he tries to carry out the people? And it's very methodical, the way that they go about this in terms of who they are targeting and who they want to remove. My View host Laura Trump is up next.